we reject vote 1 of the presidency. There is an African proverb which teaches us that the fish rots from the head first, because leadership matters. The character, integrity, courage, and moral example of those who govern determine the destiny of a nation. Mr. Chair, in politics, perception matters. Not only my perception, but the perception of millions of ordinary South Africans who watch this parliament and ask themselves whether the same rules apply to those in power as applies to everyone else. The truth is that the public perception is that this parliament used the ANC majority and rules of this house to shield the president from full accountability regarding Pala Pala in the 6th parliament. And now the perception is that the GNU is doing the same in the 7th parliament and will do the same during the impeachment hearings, using their majority to whitewash and shield the president, even though there is a perception of guilt. The impeachment is already a mockery, as the chairman is from the GNU, undercover, but RISE received more than 30 million rand from the Stellenbosch mafia, so they are already compromised and biased even before this process begins. Similarly, the public perception is that questions were avoided rather than answered by the president. So we need to see more of the president coming out and answering, and that's what we want in the impeachment or in court. Whether one agrees with that perception, the subsequent constitutional court findings that the president has a case to answer to this house and the public regarding Pala Pala is irrelevant, and it's immediate, and it needs to be done. Trust in public institutions is built not merely on legal outcomes, but on public confidence that leaders place accountability above political expediency. This is no longer the case in this house. This debate is therefore not just about the budget, but about the ethics of what a governing GNU majority can veto, defend, excuse, or explain away in this house by virtue of their majority, rather than what is the right thing to do. It is about what's expected from those entrusted with the highest office in the land. South Africans are not asking whether something or someone can survive a parliamentary vote, but is the president guilty of what was done? Has the president broken the law? That is important. And this house is selling its soul, because it's not voting with its conscience, it's voting with its party lines. It's voting not for what's righteous and what's good and the character of a man. It is voting according to party lines and to defend someone that has been shown to be in the wrong. One of the most troubling developments under this budget has been the growing concentration of state power within the presidency itself. Today, the presidency exercises unprecedented influence over intelligence coordination, national security structures, key law enforcement appointments, military deployments, and strategic state decision-making, including the appointment of judiciary-like constitutional court judges. Through the National Security Council intelligence reforms, presidency-based coordination structures, and direct oversight mechanisms, more and more authority has been concentrated in the union buildings. Yet all that intelligence did not lead to uncovering corruption at the highest level. It took the bravery of General Mkhwanazi to reveal the truth, despite the president having all the power and knowledge at his fingertips. Yet despite this concentration of power, South Africa has not seen accountability. Increasingly, citizens perceive a state that acts swiftly and publicly against political opponents, like arresting AMKP MPs, whips, and even illegally incarcerating President Zuma without a trial. Yet the same cannot be said about DA and insiders and ANC insiders found guilty of crimes. They are protected by this president. They are protected. We have seen inquiry after inquiry, promise after promise, yet for South Africans, life continues to get harder. There's more unemployment. The municipalities are running to the ground by this coalition government. Let me remind you that coalition governments are in charge of the municipalities today. They mustn't come make promises in our communities they're going to fix what is broken in communities, because they broke it. They broke the water, they broke the government, they broke the systems, and now they want to come get our sympathy. Mr. President, it all happened under your watch. So you need to take responsibility. We need a presidency that beneficiates our resources, industrializes our economy, pursues land justice, stands firm against external and hostile narratives, and stands for the interests of the people against global elites and the politically connected. We as MK, we say enough is enough. We as the Progressive Caucus, we are standing together, and we are saying we will not participate in this farce anymore.
Thank
We have
you.
come
Your
to say
time
what
has
we have said,
expired.
and we are done. We are out of here. Thank you very much.
Abahambe.
There's no dignity.
Abahambe.
Honorable members, I'm on the floor.
Abahambe.
Honorable
No
Reddy.
dignity. There is,
Order. Honorable,
Gupta stooges.
Abahambe.
break the water. Order. Honorable
Gupta
Reddy.
stooges.
Honorable
Must
Reddy. Honorable
Open
Reddy.
closures.
Honorable
Tell us of
Reddy.
kids.
Break the water.
Honorable Reddy. Honorable Reddy. Honorable Reddy.
You see, Chair, friends are now
Bayakulaya.
your own friends, Chair. You've been defending Honorable Reddy.
Order.
You've been defending MK.
Let
You
them
take
go.
away ANC member. Now you see your people. They don't even learn to listen to yourself.
Order, honorable members.
Already
The next
each
speaker
other
is
and
the
then
Honorable
stage a walk
Nodada.
out like they did, Chair. So can you please make a ruling and if possible refer the matter to the relevant committee, please, Chair.
Thank you. I'll take the matter under advisement, and specifically the Honorable Reddy ignoring me while he was still in the chamber, and deal with it. Honorable Nodada.
Chairperson Malunga bekekileyo, fellow South Africans, ndiyanibulisa ngale njikalanga. Molweni. Mr. President, I was not meant to be standing at this podium today, but I insisted because I wanted to land this message directly to the presidency. Today, I could have been lying in a hospital bed fighting for my life, or my family could have been preparing my funeral while everyone in this parliament sent their condolences. This weekend, my friend and I were victims of a crime that almost cost us our lives. We were violently attacked. He was stabbed 6 times while I fought for my life against drug-addicted criminals who exploited a dark alleyway to Humid Beach Park, where stolen cables were never repaired, street lights did not work, bush clearing was not done, and there was no security patrol. I was almost a statistic of how the Nelson Mandela Bay municipality fails to keep our streets safe. Another headline, another grieving family. I was fortunate enough to make it out alive. Thousands of South Africans sadly don't. I've spoken many times in this House about combating crime and having functional municipalities to protect communities. However, that has fallen on deaf ears in many instances. I hope that today you will listen to the story and maybe take action in some of the proposals I'll make to you. Crime rips lives and communities apart. I am no exception. Thousands of families are victims of failing municipalities and unsafe streets. This weekend, I came closer to it, more than anyone ever wants to or deserves to. Had we not fought, had the response time been slower, the same fate suffered by countless victims of violent crime would be ours. We would be dead. Thanks to the Mount Road men and women in blue and the St. George's Hospital, we are now on our road to recovery. But gratitude alone cannot fix a broken system. Mr. President,